I've bought a lot of luxury items over the years. This is not new news to us, but there are certain ones that I'm like, I wish that I'd bought these earlier for whatever reason, okay? So I have gone through and made a list of 10 luxury items that I wish I'd bought earlier and tell you why, how they've added so much to my life and why I love them, basically. And if they're still available, the links will be below or in the shopping button on the screen. Guys, if you're new here, my name is Cassie and I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I put videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so if you like luxury fashion, then you're probably gonna love it here, so head down there, subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. When are we going to rehab? Never. I also have a Substack that will be linked below. Okay, I wanted to start this off actually with a very new purchase. This is my Gucci Horsebit clutch. She is vintage, she's from 2004 and she is fantastic. I got this recently and I have been looking for this specific style. So the Gucci Horsebit clutch was relaunched I think 2 years ago, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know about this bag before then. I wasn't really tapped in to the Gucci Tom Ford era at that time, bopping around in the world. So I wasn't really aware of this clutch, and I was certainly not aware of the fact that they did this version with like purple yellow stripe. They also had a green, can't remember the other colour of the green one, with the Gucci monogram canvas and these snaky, look at the snakes, right, creating the horsebit. They are so ferocious and regal looking. It looks like something that would be on like the door knocker of a castle, of a place of historical interest, right? They've got snaky little scales on the horsebit. I just love this, and it's very over the top but very wearable and a statement piece. And then, by the way, this is not a light bag. This really has some heft to it. All of these little chain links almost are metal, and then you have studs at the back. There's just so much detail in this bag that I loved. She is the main course. This is not a side dish by any means. This is front and center, absolutely like a moment to be adored. Now, the thing with this bag, since there have been re-editions and since it's been put on the map for not just me, but other people, is, by the way, that re-edition did not do well, did it? Like, I saw those go into the outlet, I don't know. Yeah, maybe because they should have stayed true to this and not made it big and quilted. And anyway, because of that, the prices of this have shot up. I mean, I remember when I first sort of heard about this, they were like 5,000 to 7,000. And luckily, I found this one for 2,700, which by no means cheap. Was not the most I've seen it. I mean, there's another one of these in incredible, I got mine on eBay, but there's another one of these in also incredible condition listed for 6,500, you know? So I do wish that I'd known about it earlier, because I could have pounced on it before the re-edition, got myself, you know, a hefty little deal, but also it would have been nice to have more time with her. I'm happy that I have her now and that we can spend time together and she can help me serve with a capital S in any looks and situations I might be in. But, you know, hindsight and all of that, and listen, let's not take the title of this too literally, that like, oh, I wish I'd bought them sooner. It really just means that I really enjoy these items and I wish I've had more time with them, to be honest with you. The fact that all of the crystals are intact, the crystals are actually like encased. They've like painted over it so that they're all like encased and so they're not just gonna like fall off. This is one of those examples when they're like, oh, they don't make bags like this anymore. No, they do not, because this is hefty and detailed and perfect. The next one is actually a controversial kind of category because people don't love costume jewellery. People don't love the price of costume jewellery and they're like, well, I can put that money towards fine jewellery and blah, blah, blah. And I have always said there is a time and a place for costume jewellery. If you want something dainty and something that, yes, you can wear all the time, whatever, then put that money towards fine jewellery. But if you want something statementy, there is not a fine jewellery equivalent of that. Or if there is, you're going to be paying 20,000 plus. I love a Cuban link. Sadly, the Cuban link I want is $64,000. I'm going to get the costume jewelry version. There you go. Anyway, how is it that it took me 30 years or thereabouts to finally get Vivienne Westwood costume jewellery. Like, these are classic pieces that have been around always. This is the famous crystal orb with the 3 rows of pearls choker, and then I also have I think this was called the 3-row drop, something like that. This one as well, I like to wear them together, I like to wear them separately. I like them full stop. I think that they are such classic pieces that still have an excitement and a playful element to them. They still feel like a little bit cheeky because it's Vivienne Westwood, right? Like, even a pearl necklace is not going to be a normal pearl. I mean, they do more like dainty versions and whatnot, but this is just opulent and over the top, and this has a sticker attached to it. There we go. This just feels so grand, and I put them on and I love wearing them with things like, you know, a jumper and something very sort of casual and unassuming, and then it's like, yeah, look at the neck, she's killing it, living life, lots to see, lots to adore. And I can't believe that it took me this long. I'm a Vivienne Westwood fan, I love Viv. By the way, both of these are the silver versions. They do gold hardware versions as well, if that's your preference. I mean, I love these so much I wore them to my courthouse wedding, you know? I mean, yeah, that was a good look. This is the Bulgari ceramic double twist. What is this called? Serpenti Spiga watch. I bought this for myself for my 30th birthday. So again, like I said, let's not take the timeline thing too seriously, because I'm glad that I was able to do this for myself on my 30th as like a nice moment for me. But this is not an easy watch to get. And I actually, listen, it's by no means like getting a sodding Patek Philippe Nautilus, right? But the chances of there being one in when you walk in and you get one are slim, because they don't tend to do very many of these, especially when it comes to the white ceramic. So they do tend to have more of the two-tone. They also have a black ceramic version, and then you have the white. I actually bumped into a seasoned subscriber recently, and she was like, oh my gosh, I've been trying to get my hands on that watch, and no Bulgaris have them. So they're like, you have to add yourself to a waiting list, blah, blah, blah. When one comes in, they call you, which is what happened to me. But this is an excellent watch. It's also not cheap. So if I had been in the position to get this earlier, had I even had this watch on my wish list earlier, I'm sure that I would have been able to get it for a cheaper price, because as we know, price increases happen, blah, 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 blah. We know this. So that's the only reason why I wish I had this earlier. But this watch is very me. I don't have many watches. I would like to buy more watches, you know, as time goes on and whatnot. But I'm very specific about the styles that I have and what suits me, and there are some that just like work on everybody. Cartier watches are super popular at the moment. None of the popular ones, a Cartier Panthère, a Banois, what's the other one that everybody's loving at the moment? Are they loving the Tank? Is the Tank in? Anyway, all of those sorts of like traditionally feminine Cartier watches are not my vibe, right? The only Cartier watch that I think would work on me is the Cartier Santos in the biggest size. Two-tone, I'll take it, whatever. I'm really quite specific, and this, I don't like small face watches for me, but because there's so much going on here, and because a lot of my jewellery is white ceramic, this just makes so much sense. So I'm very happy with this decision. The next one I got this year at Woodbury Commons Outlet, and it is my floor-length Saint Laurent navy coat. That coat, previous to that coat, obviously, like last year, was it last year or the year before, when the floor length, big shouldered leather Saint Laurent coats went like, I want to say viral, but not really. Anyway, and I was like, okay, cool, but like, I don't get the outerwear of Saint Laurent to that level. Until I slipped my arms into this coat and I was like, yeah, that feels great. There is a weight of that coat that just sits firmly and just so well. The fact that it falls straight down, it's got this great weight to it. I love the epaulettes. I love the fact that I have the navy one. Yes, you can button it, but just hanging open, it has such like a grandeur about it. I've never had a floor length coat. There's something actually very kind of stately about a floor-length coat. It feels very elegant. And that coat, if I say a mob wife vibe, does that make sense to you? Like, this is not elegant in maybe like a traditional way, but my gosh, is this a woman that you don't want to play with? Since I put it away at the beginning of this year, I've been looking forward to wearing that coat again. And I think that really is the biggest truth teller. I'm happy I got it at the time I did, because I paid, I want to say, what, it was 1,600, and this coat is just under 6 to begin with. I'll take the deal. Excellent purchase, over the moon with that. But yeah, it's because of that that I'm like, now when I see the girls talking about like the Saint Laurent leather jacket or whatever, great, let me not put my arms in, because if I feel the same way about that than I do about this, I'm done for. My Gucci slip-on sneakers. Much like everything else, I'm quite specific about my style of sneakers that I like to go for. I'm either in a, as I like to joke, designer Air Force One, or that's about it. That's really the only style I go for. I don't know what possessed me to try these on. I think Christian somewhat influenced me because Christian looks great in a pair of Vans. Vans are too low to the floor for me. I need like a little bit more heft to a shoe. It doesn't have to be a chunky shoe, but it just needs to be like a little bit heftier. And so I think that's why I entertained these. I can't quite remember. Obsessed. If I'm this and like my beige Chanel sneakers are maybe my most worn sneakers of the year. I also love my Louboutin sneaker. It's these three. And I live in sneakers. Day to day, I'm in one of these 3 pairs of shoes. And by the way, this is the platform version. There was a men's version that did not have, like, it was like half the, it was more Vans-like. They've now got a version where it has like a white rubberized lip. I don't hate it. I've not seen it in person, so I can't really like talk about it. I've not seen it on a foot. But yeah, it's not exactly the same as these ones. But these, oh my gosh. Yeah, I wish I'd bought years ahead of the time, because these were not new shoes when I bought them. These have been out for a few years. Fantastic, over the moon, excellent spend of money. I'm really stretching the limits of this title. So whilst not technically true to the title, I did want to include this because this is a bag that I have rekindled a love for, and I am ashamed of the fact that she's been neglected. This is my Chanel boy bag. She's from 2015 and she's perfect. And the boy bag really was a really like cool it bag, whatever. And then it, over the last few years, it's really fallen off. I've even seen some people so bold as to say like, nah, you know, like it's out. I think maybe I was one of those people. Like, yeah, like it's not like in style anymore, whatever. She is everything, okay? The edginess of the boy bag is just so good. There's like a grunge aspect to it. Obviously it depends what colour you get and everything. But this is just cool. If this and a classic flap were sisters, which they are, this is the sister that bends the rules and still ends up winning in life. Like, this is the sister that is out till 4 AM, has a test the next day, and still does phenomenally. Like, that's this sister. Whereas the classic flap is studying. The classic flap is like, she's not making any questionable decisions. She's making all of the questionable decisions, and she's still killing it. Fantastic. You know what? I don't make sense with this video and the title and whatever, because I was like, surely I want to include my, don't tell the others, favourite child. But I was like, no, I'm happy with the time that I got her, because this is the exact colour for me. Okay, and as we know, this is a seasonal colour. They like, I think sometimes your SA can like order one in if they've got one kicking about somewhere. But generally, like, it's been and gone somewhat. So whilst the title doesn't apply to this, I think I just wanted an excuse to shout about her, because I'm ashamed of the fact that I left her in England for 3 years. I was also looking through my heels, and I was like, which pair of heels would I like to include in this, because I haven't included a pair of heels. And I kind of surprised myself by saying the Louboutin Me Dollys. Obviously, I have a lilac, a Cinderella Strass Crystal version. I think this is a great shoe. I think that the height is perfect. This is like a nice little four-inch, you know, it's not crazy, but it's going to give you a nice elevation and, you know, going to make the legs look whatever that is. But I just love the cut of everything. I if I didn't have a thing where like I like to have variety, I could definitely see myself buying this in like every colour because they go with so much. They are very like ladylike, but again, depending on the colour and the texture and whatever you get, I think that it can really sort of change up the vibe. I know that they do a Miss C version of this now. Also, yes, I would say that out of all of the Louboutins I have, it's my most comfortable. I actually got this in a 39.5. Keep that in mind, okay, so half size up. But they now do a Miss Z version of this, which would be even more comfortable than this, okay? It's got like the everlasting sole and a bit of a cushion in there. But this is a shoe that I wish I'd jumped on a lot earlier, because how do I not have, like, you've got all of these and some questionable decisions at that, and you've not got this? Sort your priorities out. The next one is kind of boring, but it is great, okay? And it's the Hermes Belt. And it's boring because, you know, it's about... People talk about this sodding thing all of the time. My waist isn't that big. It adjusts out and whatnot. I just find this very useful, and I did put myself off buying this because I was like, everybody talks about this sodding belt like it's a belt. How good can a belt be? I do like the fact that it adjusts. I have the black Epsom leather with, is it gold or rose gold hardware? I think it might be, it's rose gold hardware. And this is a great belt for when you want to add a belt to an outfit, but you don't want the belt to take away or add too much to an outfit. Then this is just really subtle and simple. I like the Kelly lock. It, you know, is like, oh, a nod to Hermes without it being an H. And I think the adjustability is great because you can also make it like fit, you know, on the hips, on the waist, whatever. So yes, it's a boring addition, but she's actually great. If you want a cheaper version of this, have a look at Savette, because they have a version with their turn lock that is also adjustable. So there you go. This is stupid, but I'm sorry, I love it. I've used it so much and it's fantastic. These are my Edie Parker knickers. This is the undies pouch and it is such a treat. So it is a little frame clutch. It also does have a tiny pocket at the front, which you can use for, I like to put like a little lip gloss in there. It's fun. I think like it's originally intended to have a lighter, whatever. And it is black satin. This is the perfect evening black clutch to me. First of all, it holds way more than you think. I can put a whole camera in there and you can't really notice it because, listen, it's... I can't even tell you what came out. I'll tell you. This is a pair of fake grills from when I was the Joker for Halloween. It's so much fun. It's light, it's easy, it's a conversation starter. It adds just the perfect amount to a look that is oddly subtle. Like, you know, at certain angles it's just a black clutch, and then you see it and you're like, hold on a second, is that a pair of knickers? Yes, yes it is. Incredible. I also love using this when I have my tote bag. If I'm taking my laptop out and about, then I'll put this inside of it to have my wallet and lip gloss and keys and whatever, so that they're not just rattling around. And again, what a fabulous little comical treat to be there and be like, oh, 1 second. It's great. It's humorous and chic and elegant all at the same time, and I wish that I jumped on this earlier than I did. Don't be surprised, okay? I could be dead and gone. I could be ashes in an urn, and if you put your ear to that urn, you will hear me go, Renee Calvilla Cleo boots. I will sing about these until the cows come home. I love these boots. As somebody who was not a boot girl, I don't know, until I was maybe like 28? Because I think I got these before how old am I? Maybe 4 years, almost 5 years that I've had these boots, this same pair of boots. And look at how they are. Only last year did I get these sent off to the leather spa just for a little polish and a spruce. There wasn't even like anything to be fixed. Tell me how, even though I have been heavy-handed, I cannot see a single crystal. Okay, I can see one crystal on the inside of the boot that has fallen off. Need I remind you, 4 to 5 years. These are durable, these look elegant, and you can wear them with skirts, you can wear them with trousers, jeans, whatever. They go with so much. They add a little unexpected moment with the snake and with the sparkle trim around the shoe. They are the perfect boot And I will stand by that. I really will. And I'm ashamed once again that it took me 28-ish years for me to finally be like, hold on a second, we're onto something here. And because of that, I will continue to until, you know, death comes a-knocking, all right? The Grim Reaper looks me dead in the eyes. And then also an honourable mention, how did I not include the Vivienne Westwood Hebo tops? Short sleeve, long sleeve, any which way I could have this top, it's fantastic, okay? The fact that this is just it's a normal long sleeve jumper with a twist that is easily versatile. You can match it with so many things. It's not doing too much, but it is just giving a little bit of spice and flavour, a little something in the back of... Oh my God, she scared the hell out of me. She gives enough to a look, and I find them comfortable, they're easy to wear. I'm usually in a size small in these. Love them, can't talk about them enough. Anyway, there we go. Let me know what are some of your pieces that you bought that you're like, I wish that I jumped on this train even earlier. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.